Welcome to AVAIYA, Dr. Tammy.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, great to see you. And why don't we start off with just a little bit about you? How'd you get into the world of hormones?
Yeah, well, I actually am not your typical MD. I went to school late. I danced professionally as a soloist in a ballet company for 13 years. And then I was going to school and thought for sure I'd be a physical therapist because really that's the only other profession I'd ever been introduced to from injuries. And that just wasn't a good fit. I had all these people who kept coming, had back pain, and weren't motivated to change anything. So, long story short, ended up in medical school because if you go to undergrad and you do well in chemistry and anatomy, you end up with a pre-med degree. And quickly finished medical school. And in my residency, I kept having these patients come to me and they'd say, I've lost my energy. I don't enjoy life. All of these, I've got 10 to 15 pounds that won't budge. And I'd run all the blood work and then they'd come back and I would tell them they were fine. And really, what I was telling them is that they didn't have a blood test that had results that met the ICD 10 code for a disease or a diagnosis. But I quickly learned that fine is a 4-letter word, and the absence of disease does not equal wellness. So I dove into naturopathic medicine, did some extra education, not some, a lot. And got certified in naturopathic medicine. And then I opened my own practice. I had a holistic medical spa and functional medicine. And I really wanted to start off with the gut. Everything is in the gut, your microbiome, and just so much, the gut and the liver. And people just weren't feeling good enough to do the changes that I was asking them to do. So I thought, okay, well, what if I help them with their hormones? That's going to help them feel better really quickly. And it did.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, well, instead of just prescribing hormones, I wonder if there's a way that we can reboot our biology. And there is. And that's what my book, The Hormone Secret, is all about. It's a way that you can use what you eat and when you eat, what you supplement, how you move, if and how you meditate, how you sleep. All of these things work together to affect the function of every cell in our body. And we can affect it. You are the CEO of your own health.
Mm-hmm. Well, and okay, so thank you for sharing about your story. Very interesting background and how you got into what you do today. And given that you are you're so interested in the topic of hormones and how you started helping people with that, what would you say the best way is to optimize our hormones if we're having symptoms and not feeling great?
The longer I practice medicine, the more I realize that one size does not fit all. I mean, I think personalized, precise medicine is the way of the future, or it should be. But there's some general rules, right? I think one of the things that people need to do is they need to get tests. Like if you don't have data as a starting point to marry in with your symptoms, then you're guessing. So get some blood tests and then make sure that your doctor that's ordering it orders free testosterone. Women absolutely need testosterone. We only need a tiny bit, but it has an outsized role in how we look, feel, and function. And then work with a physician who can help you go to optimal levels for your age, not just normal or fine. But some of the most important things that we can do after the age of 35 is realize that our hormone production is really shifting to our adrenal glands, right? Those tiny little walnut-sized glands that sit on top of your kidneys. And those glands are responsible for all of the hormones that bless your life, DHEA, testosterone, progesterone, all of these scrumptious hormones. But they also are responsible for dealing with the things that stress us: cortisol and aldosterone, all of these things. And they're so tiny. And they only have so much time, raw ingredients, and energy that they cannot deal with what stresses you and create hormones that bless you. So if you are not dealing with the stress in your life, your hormones do not have a chance to be optimized naturally. And I think that if your doctor or health coach or whoever in your life is telling you to reduce the stress in your life, I think that's the most ridiculous advice I've ever heard, right? Your boss is still going to be a jerk. You still have the commute to go to work. Your toddler still has to get fed. Dishes are still there. Your alarm is there to wake you up when you don't really want to get up. I mean, it just is what it is. But you can put an egg and a potato in boiling water, and one gets hard and one gets soft. It's not the stress that is the exact and only mechanism for the outcome. It's how we react to it. And furthermore, it doesn't have to stay there, right? So I think of stress as food when we eat. So when we eat, we get food all over our teeth. And, if we get cavities or gum disease or things like that, our dentist doesn't say to us, well, stop eating, right? Which is the equivalent of saying stop stress. You have to keep eating and stress keeps happening. But the dentist says, clean your teeth more often, clean your teeth better, floss, come to the dentist 3 times a year, all those kinds of things. Well, it turns out that we can clean our cells of the hormones of stress. And the most powerful way to do that is with meditation.
I love that. I love the eating analogy as it relates to our teeth, and what a great way of thinking about it. Because absolutely, how much maybe we'll be able to make some small changes as far as stress reduction goes. Like, I don't know, maybe you're working from home now instead of doing the commute like we were talking about earlier, but
Yeah.
a lot of things aren't. Yeah. If you're raising a family and, obviously needing to make a living at the same time, there's definitely stressors. So any particular form of meditation that you most recommend?
I think of meditation in a similar way to exercise. I get asked all the time, like, what's the best time of day to exercise? What's the best type of exercise? And I get asked those exact same questions about meditation. And the answer is the same, the one you'll do.
AVAIYA has changed my life.
AVAIYA has made me the woman I am today.
AVAIYA is my home.
AVAIYA is personal freedom.
AVAIYA is the reason my life continuously improves.
Let everyone in your life know about AVAIYA.
Everyone needs to know about this amazing company.
Thank you, AVAIYA, for appearing in my inbox.
What Ike Allen and Andy Anderson have created at AVAIYA is what the world needs.